Hello, welcome back to my lecture, Worldview Studies. So let me share with you my PPT now, and let me repeat what we have covered last time. So the second part of my lecture, I try to explain the definition, function, and types of worldview. Okay. So I first explained the two different German words developed by Wilhelm Wiltij, and then four major questions in worldview. If you understand these four major questions, you can understand what is worldview all about. And then I shared some definitions of worldview explained and offered by different writers and authors. First, James Sire, and then Albert Wolters, and then Benny van der Waals. All of them gave quite a good definition, and also I added Brian Walsh and Richard Middleton's definition of worldview, and then the contents of worldview explained by James Sire, four questions again, and furthermore, he developed and gave us seven basic questions. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Those are very important basic questions of worldviews. And again, Van der Waals made also some broader definition with 10 points. And then I mentioned that there are some symbols of each worldview, like communism, like this flag, and the cross in Christianity. In Buddhism, you can imagine the wheel, and Hinduism, the letter Om, and so on and so on. And I went further to explain the patterns of worldview. I mentioned three patterns: nature-centered worldview and human-centered worldview and God-centered worldview. So that was what I have summarized for the last lecture. And now I want to move on the last part, the function of worldviews. Well, worldview has a very specific function. First of all, it provides interpretive keys to understanding the world and oneself. There are various worldviews in this world, but the ultimate meaning is that only the right worldview has the function of understanding and interpreting the world correctly. So worldview is like a key. We have a metal key, or we can have a digital key. Uh, if you have a digital key, you have to give specific numbers to open your door of your house or to enter into a certain website. Likewise, the right worldview is the right key to open the world and to understand the world. Okay? So worldview is kind of interpretation. Okay. So it's a very important key to understand the word. Secondly, the worldview gives the meaning of existence among situations and experiences. So it motivates you to realize your purpose in life and make the best effort to achieve it. If you have the right worldview, you can have the meaning of your life, why you live in this world. But if you do not have a right worldview, you don't know why you live, and you don't know where you are going. You don't know the meaning of your existence, and you don't know what to do in different situations. So the right worldview gives you the purpose in your life, and it motivates so that you can do your best to achieve your purpose in your life. So it's a kind of a ground motive to fulfill your life mission. Thirdly, worldview gives an active confidence in determining choices and actions based on the normative principles of life. So if you have the right worldview, you have the confidence, right? Because you know that you have the right worldview and you can determine the right choice and actions. So a person who lives on the principle of sincerity and honesty will show a different lifestyle or different life pattern from those who have a worldview that compromise depending on the situation, right? If you have the right worldview, you have the conviction, you have the confidence in your life, and you can have a commitment to your lifestyle. So it's a very important function of worldview. And then the fourth function is that the worldview gives a diagnostic feature. If you have the right worldview, it helps to discern our allies and enemies, the right worldview and the wrong worldview in a critical situation, right? If you have the password, the correct password in your website, you can enter into your account, but no other people can enter unless they know the right password. So the right worldview is the right key and password so that you can have security, confidence, and you can immediately know who have the wrong passwords. So the right worldview is very important. Almost the final function, ability to realize a calling and change the world. The right worldview not only analyzes and explains the structure of the world descriptively, but also it includes prescriptive aspects of how we should live in the world. I have already explained the difference between descriptive and prescriptive life. Descriptive means that you just describe how the world is made, how the world is going on. But prescriptive means that you have to make your own action. So you can make difference, you can change the word if the word goes into the wrong direction. You can try to change the direction of the word so that you can transform the word. So the right worldview has a very important functions in your life, right? So it forms identity and integrity. I mentioned already, the right worldview gives you the right identity, but also it gives you integrity. The right worldview provides also stability, satisfaction, inner peace, and joy. Because you know that your worldview is very well based and developed, so you can have this attribute and you can have the right attitude to your life and to the world. So let me move on to explain the first example of worldview, the biblical worldview. It's like a compass, map, or navigation. Compass is used when the sailors try to go to other countries in the 16th centuries. Many sailors from Europe went to Asia for trading, right? And they need compass to know the way to, go to Asia. And they also made a map of the world. One person who first made a world map was from the Netherlands. His name is Mercator. He made the first world map so that the Dutch sailors can sail from the Netherlands to Indonesia, to other countries like Japan, to have trading. And nowadays we have navigation when we drive, when we fly, when we sail. We have a good navigation system so that we can find our final destination in a very effective way. So the biblical worldview is like that. It guides our voyage called life to the kingdom of God. So those who believe in this worldview are the people who understand God, themselves, and the world through glasses called the Bible and live in the world according to the biblical standards. So, what are the four elements of this worldview? Well, the first element is creation. It means that God has created everything and it is very good. Second, the fall into sin That means human being fell into sin by disobedience, and it has resulted in total depravity. Third, redemption. It means that all things fell into sin, but now it is restored again in a cosmic dimension. And the last one is consummation. That means the final uh, best word is yet to come. So let me explain in this way. Creation is like a form. It is creating an order out of chaos. It's a formatting process. And then you can say this form is like this beautiful and white and clean circle. Everything looks very good, harmonious, no problem. But fall into sin is like a deform. Everything is distorted. This beautiful circle, clean, became dark. It is distorted. It is deformed. That is the second step, fall into sin. And the third step is reform. That means this darkened circle is invaded by another white and clean circle, still going on to conquer the whole darkened circle. And then final stage is the transform. That means the process is completed. So the four elements, creation, fall, redemption, and consummation, can be explained like this: form, deform, reform, and transform. Therefore, if you read in the New Testament, Romans chapter 11, verse 36, Apostle Paul said like this: For from him are all things, and through him are all things, and to him are all things. This is the summary of the biblical perspective, because you find here the past. This is the present, and this is the future. You see here, the past, all things are from Him. That is God the Creator. So this part explains the origin of all things. Secondly, the present. All things are through Him. It means all things are under His sovereignty. That explains the process of the word. And last one is the final destination. All things are to Him. So the Lord is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the Lord of the past, present, and future, and He is the Lord of all things. So this is the biblical perspective: the creation, fall and redemption, and consummation. Okay? And you can find sometimes in different parts of the world in greetings. They express their worldview in greetings. For instance, if you visit Spain or Spanish-speaking countries, and if you attend at a funeral service, people go to the dead person and say their farewell in Spanish, adios. Adios literally means adios. Adios means to God because the person went to God. We are now living in 2024. And at the end of 2023, we say 2023 adios. That means last year went to God. In French, it is adieu. Well, this word is more popular. So we say adieu 2023. Adieu means to God. All things went to God. So in English, it is to God. So everything goes to God. He is the final destination. You can find these greetings in Europe and other countries where Spanish and French are spoken. So the biblical worldview starts with creation. If you look at the Old Testament, the first book of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. In other words, the ultimate origin of all things lies with the Creator. Just as a man made all things in the world, there is a being who designed and created this universe. It means that he is the omnipotent creator and he has the absolute sovereignty. And we should recognize that. Okay, that is the first element of the biblical worldview. So creation explains the origin of all things. All things are from Him. So He is the Almighty One Creator. And He created everything, creature, according to His law, His order. That's why the whole cosmos is well ordered. You see? The method of creation. Well, God made a creative command so that He could create everything. It is creatio ex nihilo. In Latin word, it means creation out of nothing. So God created everything out of nothing. Well, this is the last part of my lecture. Well, I will further explain it in the second lecture, the biblical worldview. Just this is the foretaste so that you can understand my second lecture much better. I will explain it again. So don't worry when you don't understand. Okay, so that is the end of this lecture. This is the first lecture introduction, and thank you for your attention. And we will see you again in the second lecture. I will close. We'll see you.